The Prime Minister has called a snap national cabinet meeting for tomorrow with growing concerns about the Omicron COVID variant. Let's go live now to Trudy McIntosh in Canberra. Good afternoon to you, Trudy. States weren't due to meet again until next year.
This is somewhat of a surprise, Julie. The Prime Minister confirming this at a press conference we've just seen in the last hour in Queensland. State and territory leaders were not due to meet again with Scott Morrison until February of next year. But now the Prime Minister has informed them late last night that there will be this meeting to be held tomorrow amid concerns about the rising number of cases we've seen across the country and the changing nature of the Omicron variant. Here was Scott Morrison making this announcement.
The purpose of it was just simply to give everybody an update on the most recent information that we have and to share the information that the states and territories have. It is more of an informal meeting that we're having, as I indicated to the premiers and chief ministers last night and today, and looking forward to catch up. I mean, it's not unusual that we would be meeting a little bit more regularly with Omicron being where it is.
There is a noticeable shift in the language of Scott Morrison. Late last week, he was talking and declaring that the states needed to hold the line and stay open as we head into Christmas. Today, a lot more reflective, though, on some of the measures that may need to be put in place. One of the areas that was clearly noticeable today is on masks. Scott Morrison not ruling out the fact that there may need to be more restrictions around where you can or where you should or shouldn't be wearing masks across the country. We know states like New South Wales have wound back some of these restrictions as they reach vaccination benchmarks. Here was Scott Morrison asked whether there should be a mandate across the country as we see COVID cases spread.
We'll do what we always do and take advice from the medical expert panel, and there'll be circumstances where masks are common sense, and I've noticed that particularly with the uptick in Omicron. I mean, there is not that requirement in New South Wales at the moment, but anyone who's been down there recently will note that people taking responsibility for their own health are doing it.
The Prime Minister wants the focus not to be on case numbers, but rather on the number of Australians going out to get their booster shot. It has been increasing over the last week or so as we saw that health advice change from a 6-month delay back to 5 months. But the anecdotal evidence in places across the country is people are going to pharmacies unable to actually get a shot, despite the fact that the Prime Minister insists that we don't have a supply shortage this time around when it comes to the vaccine program. Labor zeroing in on this as their political attack today, arguing we're seeing a repeat of what we saw earlier in the year with people unable to get vaccinated.
Of the 70 countries that are reporting their data in respect of the booster rollout, we're coming 65th. We're coming 65th out of 70. So Scott Morrison stuffed up the rollout of the vaccine initially this year. Now we're seeing it happen again with the booster.
So National Cabinet will be meeting again tomorrow. This potentially is the last time we'll see that for the year, but at this rate, who knows? There has been a lot of concern ahead of Christmas, Julie, about a potential for a hurdle to be put in place for people who've been waiting so long to cross state borders. We'll wait and see tomorrow the outcome of National Cabinet, but the Prime Minister stressing he believes it's an informal meeting about everyone getting on the same page in terms of the medical advice.